humbled, honored, and privileged to speak before you today. I'd like to thank Honorable Judge Robin Shears for her invitation, love, and support. I'd like to thank my parents, Reverend Dr. Robert and Lady Cassandra Townsley, for their love, support, and always believing in me. I'd like to thank Senator Eric Adams for his presence here today. You know, I have some pretty big shoes to fill. My man's a great speaker. I would especially like to thank my mom, who always makes sure that my speeches and I are always prepared. I do look kind of cute today, don't I? Also, today is my mom's birthday. So if you all wouldn't mind, can everybody just sing happy birthday to my mom? Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear mommy. Happy birthday to you. And now, now I'm the first to say happy birthday to you at the Supreme Courthouse. Now, just to tell you a little bit about myself, I am a proud senior attending the Breedsmore Academy at Dr. Gladstone H. Atwell Middle School. Ms. Sandra Taylor is my wonderful principal, and Ms. Rhonda Mormon is my awesome teacher. Now that should give me an A. At the age of 13, I am the co-founder and youth president of Togvoy, Townsley's oratory group, Voices of Youth. Now, as we celebrate Black History Month at the Supreme Courthouse for this annual youth event, I'd like to talk about, if it's all right with you, the Emancipation Proclamation and also what is known as WatchNight service. If any of you have ever heard my dad tell this story, you will know that he draws a colorful picture. And now, since I wear the same size shoes as my dad, I'll take this opportunity and make an attempt to tell one of the greatest stories he has ever told about the WatchNight service and how it all began. First, let's start with the word emancipation, which means freeing someone from another person's control. And a proclamation is merely a formal public statement. So now, what is the Emancipation Proclamation? You see, on September 22nd, 1862, President Abraham Lincoln made an announcement. It was a preliminary proclamation emancipating all slaves in any state that was rebelling against the United States at that time. In other words, President Abraham Lincoln was freeing all slaves in any state in rebellion to the United States during the time of the Civil War. This was 150 years ago. Can you say wow? Wow. Now that's older than my parents. So now that you know what the Emancipation Proclamation is, what does all this have to do with the WatchNight service? A celebration that we celebrate annually every year. Raise your hand if any of you make sure that you're in church for WatchNight service. We as a people are known for going to WatchNight service. And many of us don't really know how it began or where it came from. Well, see, dating back to December 31st, 1862, New Year's Eve, many black slaves and free black men gathered in churches and private houses hearing the good news of the Emancipation Proclamation being signed the next day. They sang songs and praised God into the new year. On January 1st, 1863, all slaves inside those states that was rebelling against the United States, they were declared legally free. There were songs of praise and dancing all across the nation. Many black slaves and free black men that are now free, they all fell on their knees and thanked God all across the nation. This was 150 years ago. And even today, this annual event still brings many family and friends together for this event. In closing, as I look around and I see all the school closings, co-locations, truncations, closing of hospitals, I feel that it is very evident that New York City needs an emancipation. Many people are still held as slaves due to poor education or lack of education. And although through my eyes and through my heart, the Emancipation Proclamation did not completely end slavery, I still say, yes, we've made it. We've come a long way. Even to the point where we have black judges and lawyers, black doctors and nurses, black politicians, black women in high places. And yes, even now, we have a black president of the United States. I'd like to leave you with a quote from the man, President Barack Hussein Obama. Change will not come from some other time or from some other place. We are the change we've been looking for. We are the change that we seek. May God bless, keep, and forever shine upon you. Thank you very much for having me today.